Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Monday, August 29, 2016. Around 2:57 in the afternoon in Billerica, Massachusetts. A very nice and sunny day, little humid, close to 90. Tomorrow should be cooler. Some news to report. The Sacramento Kings signed Ty Lawson to a one-year contract. The New England Patriots released Terrence Knighton, who's a defensive player, from its roster. Sunday Night Football on NBC has announced that Mike Tirico will be the on-site host for Sunday Night Football games on NBC. Bob Costas will be moving to do the Thursday night games for NBC when they have them. And sad news to report, in the world of the NFL, former NFL player and former Pats team dentist Bill Lankostas passed away at the age of 70. So prayers to his family in this time of need. And that's about it on the news. My second video blog subject of the day is about the former professional wrestling tag team, The Public Enemy. The Public Enemy were dressed like gangsters. They were like Johnny Grunge and Flyboy Rock, and they had an act for 6 years together from 1993 through 1999. The beginnings of Public Enemy, there were two longtime independent wrestlers on the East Coast, Ted Petty and Mike Durham. And actually, Ted Petty and Mike Durham were feuding with each other in several East Coast independents in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Ted Petty wrestled under a mask called the Cheetah Kid, and Mike Dunham wrestled under the name Johnny Rotten, and they actually had a dark match on the first Monday Night Raw from the Manhattan Center on January 11th, 1993, as Cheetah Kid facing off against Johnny Rotten, but they were not called to the WWE. And then in September 1993, Johnny Rotten and the Cheetah Kid got a new gimmick. They became a gangster tag team, The Public Enemy. Petty became Rocco Rock. Flyboy and Johnny Rotten became Johnny Grunge. They came out to na 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 na, and they brought tables to the ring, and they wore baggy pants, and they did like a lot of hardcore style moves. Even though they were heels, the fans were cheering them like crazy. And the Public Enemy was feuding with a lot of ECW tag teams, including Tasmaniac and Kevin Sullivan, and Sabu and the Tasmaniac, and the Funk Brothers, Dory and Terry Funk. They won 4 ECW World Tag Team Championships during their time there, and they were involved in some of the most memorable angles in ECW history. In June of 1994, when the Public Enemy was facing off against Terry Funk and Cactus Jack, the whole ECW arena floated tables and chairs onto the Public Enemy, and they hit both Cactus and Terry Funk. Also, when the Public Enemy was facing off against the Gangsters in Florida after the match, the Public Enemy was cheering like crazy, and the ring collapsed, and like Flyboy Rocco Rocks and Johnny Grunge's favorite move was splashes off the tables, which Joey Styles would say, "Oh my God!" Some classic matches that the Public Enemy had was a double tables match for the ECW World Tag Team titles against Sabu and the Tasmaniac at the ECW arena. Sabu and the Tasmaniac won because with help from Chris Benoit, but a few weeks later, the Public Enemy regained the ECW World Tag Team Championships. The Public Enemy was so popular that Paul Heyman brought the Gangsters in, who was Mustafa, Saeed, and New Jack, and they had a long-running feud in ECW. And when the Public Enemy was getting more and more popular in ECW, the WWE and WCW were looking at the Public Enemy. The Public Enemy had a dark match against Smoking Guns for the WWE Tag Team Championship at Survivor Series 1995. The Smoking Guns won, but the WWE was not impressed with the Public Enemy, and WCW actually signed them up in early 1996. They had one more match at the ECW arena against the Gangsters, and the ECW arena, you said, "You sold out! You sold out! You sold out!" They took a lot of money to go to WCW, and they made the WCW debut at Monday Nitro on January 15th, 1996 as heels against the American Males, Scotty Riggs and Marcus Alexander Bagwell. The Public Enemy threw each other onto Marcus Alexander Bagwell for the tables, and the fans were cheering like crazy. In the next 3 years, the Public Enemy was in WCW, but they kind of did not fit with WCW because they were always lost in the shuffle. They had about 3-month feud with the Nasty Boys. There was a lot of clubbering and tables and chairs, and the fans at first were booing Public Enemy, but they were cheering them eventually, and they turned face. They had a 9-day reign as WCW World Tag Team Champions, beating Harlem Heat on a live edition of Monday Nitro, but they lost it back to Harlem Heat at a WCW Saturday Night TV taping, and the rest of the time, the Public Enemy was subject to like Worldwide and Pro and Saturday Nights, winning all their matches but never getting a serious push at the WCW Tag Team titles ever again. They had a long-running feud with two luchadors called Villano 4 and Villano 5. They left WCW in early 1999 when their contracts expired, and then they returned to the ECW arena and ECW to feud with the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, and they got 3D by the Dudley Boys, and they were supposed to have a long-term program with the Dudley Boys in ECW, but they signed with the WWE, and ECW buried the Public Enemy once and for all when they said the Dudley Boys drove Public Enemy out of ECW. Then the Public Enemy debuted on WWE television September 22nd, 1999 against the Brood, who was Edge, Christian, and Gangrel, and the Brood beat up on the Public Enemy and they kind of cursed them. The Public Enemy only had maybe a 2-month run in WWE. They got jobbed out to the Acolytes, and they actually lost their final WWE televised match to the Hardy Boys. There was a lot of rumors that the WWE wrestlers did not want to wrestle Public Enemy because of their hardcore style, and also that they actually chose WCW instead of the WWE in 1996 because there was a lot of wrestlers who were in the WWE at the point wanted to wrestle Public Enemy in tag team action. Public Enemy went back to the WCW in the summer of 1999, but they were basically wasted. They were just being jobbed out. Eventually, they left WCW for good. In the fall of 1999, they made one brief appearance back at ECW the following year, and then they wrestled in independence throughout the country, winning many independent tag team titles and getting big pops from the crowd. The Public Enemy was slated to join the XWF, which was run by Hulk Hogan, but when they could not get a television deal, then the Public Enemy had to continue on independent ranks. The Public Enemy stopped tag teaming in September of 2002 when Ted Petty, who was Rocco Rock, passed away of the heart attack at the age of 49. Johnny Grunge then teamed up with his kayfabe brother, Mike Grunge, and they were called the New Public Enemy and wrestled in smaller East Coast wrestling territories. Johnny Grunge, or like Mike Durham, passed away in February of 2006 of an enlarged heart due to using PEDs. He was also overweight, and his widow blamed the wrestling industry for his death. The Public Enemy were one of the great tag teams in the 1990s, in my humble opinion. They should have gotten a better run in WWE or WCW, but I think maybe the WCW and WWE did not like their hardcore style and that gangster looks. It worked in ECW, and that was their character. They if they were given some stupid gimmick, they wouldn't have gotten over as good. And that's about it on the Public Enemy. And I'll be back later, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google Plus with my third and final video of the night, which will be about the former WHDH Channel 5 in Boston, which lasted from 1957 through 1972. It's no relations to the current Channel 5 in Boston, WCVB. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Brennan guy. Molly Rose, brother of WCCO, accents, nice legs. Elizabeth Hat's so stunning. She's the best. She's also got nice legs as well. Amy Squeezy's awesome. Awesome Amy. Linda Church of WPX Channel 11 is such a cougar, and she's got the best legs in New York City. Papa Gibb of ABC 11 has that sweet southern accent. And in the words of Chris Berman, ESPN, NFL Countdown house, he could go all the way. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. See you later, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+.